G'day folks, Tony again here for more Star Control 2. Well, as you can see, dear viewers, the best laid plans. This isn't quite what we had in mind when we came back from quasi-space into hyperspace. We're all the way over here. It's not terribly close to where we were before. In fact, it's on the opposite side of the map. But while we're over here, seeing as we've travelled all this way without having to worry too much about using up fuel, perhaps we should just have a fly around and see what's here. What's the worst that could happen? So there is a vessel of some description coming in. It's moving very slowly, so it's probably not a Slylandro. Oof, there's a whole bunch of them. That would indicate that we are possibly in somebody's space, but I'm not entirely sure who. So in the interests of actually visiting some places and figuring out some things, or at least trying to fill up some of our empty cargo while we're here, even though we only have half our crew, let's make our way over this way and see what happens. Actually, I suppose while we're close to a save game, we should probably find out who these folk are and what's going on. Alright, so either a hostile or somebody we haven't met before. And those are ships that we haven't encountered. So let's find out what's going on. Greetings, friend and fellow explorer. I am an officer of the Crimson Corporation. We are the Druge. We are delighted to make your acquaintance and hope that we can do business together. Should your desires be similar, please hurry to our main trading world at Zeta Persei 1. Okay. I guess that's nearby somewhere. What an interesting looking chap. Zeta Persei 1. Very well. What can you tell us of your culture, your species? More than a culture, Captain, we are an organization, the Crimson Corporation. Our corporation seeks only to improve our quality of life, and does so via the dribble-down effect. Okay, interesting. Ugh. Bit of snot come out of the nose there. I will leave now, until we meet again. So clearly they have tried to make them appear unappealing. Oh boy, that's a fair amount of space there as well. So Zeta Persei 1. That's the Precursor system. There's the Persei system. Zeta Persei. Right dead in the middle of the circle. Well, they did invite us to go and have a chat, so let's do that. Why not? Their ships appear to be moving fairly slowly, so I think we're good in terms of not being intercepted. And they made a very specific overture to us to go and visit them, so can't imagine anything bad could happen. So the first planet, Planet 1, they're right in the middle, very, very close to the sun. We might do a bit of a patrol. Hello. And try and land on these planets in the meantime. Ah, the young starship captain from Earth. We hope your adventures have brought you wealth. How can we be of service? Let's see if we get any new information from this one, or if it's going to be more of the same. You wish to know more about us? Excellent. After all, knowledge should be free, eh, Captain? Let's see, about us. Well, we are the Crimson Corporation, and the Crimson Corporation is us. When the corporation's earnings are up, our quality of life soars, and our benefit packages improve. The further up the ladder you are, the more you profit individually. When times are hard, the corporation must cut costs, usually by laying off employees. Since everything on our world is corporation property, this means any ex-employee is instantly trespassing and is guilty of stealing corporation property. Such as air and sunlight, the only appropriate penalty for theft is to feed the furnace. That's dark. I will leave now until we meet again. Fun times. What a fun place this seems to be. These seem like exactly the sort of people that I will interact with in a way befitting of progressing the main story. Super dense world. What do you got for a super dense world? Excellent. Biologicals, that is what I like to see, because that is what is going to get us all of those cool Melnorm things. Let's fly on down and try and nick all of these. Oh, these fast-moving folk are such a pain. Come on now. I just want to consume you. Oh, come on. Thank you. So holding out pretty well. We haven't lost anyone yet. Might try and shoot less often. Try and make those shots a little more targeted. Maybe that will work. So these enemies don't appear to be affected by the earthquakes, which is a little weird, considering that I'm in a fancy piece of technology and they're just wandering around on their feet. Oh dear, we have filled up our cargo container and we appear to have lost Jenkins on the way, so that's a bit of a drag. Sorry, Jenkins. Must have been a red shirt. Slow moving worm, just for something a little bit different. And then one more to go. Come on now. You would be a fast moving one, wouldn't you? You're doing this just to make me frustrated. Hey, we did it. Alright. So not too many planets here. Should be able to make our way to the central one with a relative amount of ease. Please disappear. No, or go into orbit that I can avoid, hopefully. Oh, good grief. So just a whole bunch of them around that gas giant. I'm hoping that they're mostly going to leave us alone by this point. Looks like we've had our intercept. Maybe they'll leave us be. So I believe it was the Melnorm who mentioned the Druge to us earlier about not being people that we should trade with. And certainly I'm getting the feeling from what they're talking about here that they have a, shall we say, a very specific and strongly held view about finances. Of course, science fiction being a well-known and very well-practiced way of people making contemporary social commentary, political commentary, economic commentary. Perhaps this game painting with fairly broad brush in terms of archetypes, but it certainly seems like the Druge are perhaps something of an exaggeration of neoliberalism. There's a phrase that you probably didn't think you would hear in a game about spaceships and aliens. All right. A red planet. They're always good eating. Give me some things, infrared world. These are all terrible. I wonder if all of these have been stripped of their resources because that's how the Druge roll. So just Zeta Persei 1 left. That is incredibly close into the sun there. So let's go and have a look-see. Should be able to just get through here. All right, attention, alien starship. You have arrived at the central trade world of the Crimson Corporation, home of the Druge. Be welcome and take advantage of our excellent deals. Sure. What can you tell us about this trade world? This is the heart of our operation, the vital core of the Crimson Corporation. 1 million deals are made here each day, perhaps more. You would be wise to take advantage of all our services, Captain. You will not find better deals anywhere. Sell items. Interesting. I wonder if you have anything that they want. I would like to sell items. We are prepared to make a deal. I guess we don't have anything they want. I do not wish to sell anything more. Very well. I would like to make a purchase. Since you are not familiar with our standard trading procedures, Captain, allow me to explain. We will sell you fuel, ancient artifacts, even our own Mauler starships. All that we ask in return is that you assign some of your crew to serve here at our trade world on a permanent basis. Interesting. Gee, isn't this kind of like slave trading? No, Captain. Slaves have no choice in their destiny. No freedom. We would never accept the permanent assignment of one of your people, unless we knew that they had granted you the rights to make such a deal. Well, what would my crew members do here? People as skilled as your flagship's crew will receive immediate posts in our Starfleet. They will serve alongside our own Druge starship personnel, sharing every duty. Sure, that seems a bit weird. Also, I need my crew. Also, I don't have a full complement. I will never sell my crew to be your slaves. This was a great loss for us both, but we will not make an exception in your case. However, please try to be receptive to what I am about to say. We have taken the liberty of entering your ship's computer system to investigate the agreement signed by the Earthling volunteers who serve aboard your vessel. As we expected, we found that they have promised to obey you, Captain, under every circumstance. No exceptions. You are fully within your rights to deal with us in our required manner. However, if you are steadfast in your silly refusal to deal in crew, there are a few, and I mean a few, other items for which we'll exchange our goods. Specifically, we desire the egg sac fragments of a Mycon Deep Child, and we may also be interested in certain technological artifacts you acquire. Each time you arrive at this trade world, we will automatically scan your ship and inform you if there is anything aboard your ship which we desire. But Captain, surely you can see that the best, easiest way for us to deal together is for you to sell us what we want, a trifling few of your plentiful crew. Should you change your mind, we will always be ready to work with you, Captain. Sure, I will leave now. Return soon, Captain. Your patronage is appreciated. That was dark. Let's save the game. And have a look at the star map and figure out where we're going to go next and what we're going to do next. So clearly the Druge, very active in this part of space. Although, in a pinch, if we do need them to sell us stuff, I guess we do have some crew to sell. I don't really want to run all the way back over yonder just yet, because we are going to want to find some biological materials. Look, this northeastern corner is the kind of the furthest away from Sol, which is all the way down here, which means it's a fair expenditure of fuel to get up there. I don't know if we're going to have enough to go all the way up there and then make it all the way back. Let me have a look. It's kind of 60 to get up there. I guess we could fly through Ur-Quan space, but that'd be kind of nuts, wouldn't it? But we can buy fuel from the Melnorm. Maybe we could work our way up this side of the map because we kind of are some of the way here anyway. Perhaps stop and look at some planets along the way. Let's try and punch out of this Druge space and we'll see what's up in this direction. That one seems like the furthest out, so let's go to Gamma Phoenicus. And we'll just see what we can see. That is possibly vaguely back in the direction where some of those hyperspace readings were, but I don't know if they're still going to be there. Let's find out. No, it looks like... Oh, I tell a lie. They are there. Thought they might have reset. We'll just steer around them manually. Whew, whole bunch of them appearing, and then pop back here into the star map so that we can get that autopilot happening again. Good times. Yes, at this exact moment, I'm not feeling like trying to fly around star systems and dodge everybody's ships, given the number of times that that other races and species have ended up talking to us when we're just trying to maneuver. Can get a little frustrating. There's nothing here, but hopefully that's a treasure planet there in the middle. That would be mighty nice. Let's get ready to harvest some things. Picked up some biologicals, but very little there in terms of our raw cargo capacity. Oh boy, I'm glad we came here, because there are some exotics just lying about. Got to catch them all. What? Oh no, wait. I was misreading our cargo. That's actually full. Silly me. Let's have a look at our manifest. What can we get rid of? Holy dooly. There's not a lot to get rid of. Oh no. That's bad. We can't really restock anything. There's no point in chuffing around here when we got all that stuff. We couldn't sell anything to the Druze because they didn't want it. This is a real drag. I guess we are going to have to do the long haul all the way back to Earth to offload this stuff. What might we encounter along the way? That's an excellent question. Who knows? Oh, I wish there was a quicker way of getting anywhere. There's nothing for it. Let's make that happen. And now I'm going to have to think of things to say to try and keep you entertained and occupied while we fly in a bad direction through the middle of this star system, wasting more time. All right. So let's have a think about some of the things that the Druze told us. The Mycon Deep Child. That looks like it might be a Slolandro, the way that it's keeping pace with us. Mycon Deep Child, so clearly the Mycon, as they're colonizing or infesting, you might say, new worlds, turning them into magma nightmares, it seems to be something that happened to the Cyrene homeworld, so there's obviously a lot of potential to be happening there, although I imagine finding some Deep Child stuff from the Mycon would conceivably affect the Mycon, would affect the Cyrene, and now would affect the Druze. So that might be a reasonable objective to aim towards. The other thing that I'm wondering is that quasi-space portal is only open from the 17th of every month, but the opportunity there to be able to zip to other parts of the galaxy fairly quickly. Like, yes, you still have to journey quite a ways to get back home again, but as a way of moving around the galaxy quickly, that does seem like a priority. And I believe the Arilu said that finding I think it was a warp pod from that Ur-Quan, crashed Ur-Quan vessel, may potentially allow us to have some kind of tech of a similar vein. So maybe we should make that a priority. That is something that we were attempting to do before we went through the quasi-space portal and then got chuffed all the way to the other side of the galaxy. So I've convinced myself we'll sell a bunch of stuff, we'll restock our crew and our fuel, and I think we might make a beeline and try and get up there to that crashed Ur-Quan vessel, because we are now reaching the point, I think, where being able to move around the galaxy more rapidly for our own sanity, as much as for for the urgency of completing the game. So let's see how that goes. We have a few biologicals that we can sell to the Melnorm, so we might make a quick duck in if there's an appropriate place, he says, as a large star approaches. Because getting a little more info is going to give us some more options of where we might be able to go and what we might be able to do. So this should be Z-Man. It is indeed. So there's a Melnorm here. I believe the one that we just spoke to a little while ago. So let's go and have a chat with them. Welcome back, Captain. You are our favourite customer. Your present balance is 43 credits. Now, what can we do for you today? I have some items I would like to sell. I would like to sell some alien life forms. The 98 units of biological data we downloaded from your ship earn you 196 credits. Your present balance is 239 credits. That would give us a little bit. We would like to make some purchases. I'd like to buy some information. I will pay for useful data on alien races. The Bivoxes race evolved on the planet Arcturus 1. They lived there in a relatively benevolent manner until the Ur-Quan came and destroyed them during the course of 2 or 3 unfortunate days. The Druze were largely responsible for the Ur-Quan's finding the Bivoxes. You see, the Bivoxes were in long-distance hyperwave contact with a race known simply as the G. For decades, the G and the Bivoxes traded much valuable information until the G came under attack by an invading race who you may know as the Ur-Quan. The G warned the Bivoxes that the Ur-Quan located races by their hyperwave transmissions and that they had already discovered the radiations from the Druze. When the Bivoxes were kind enough to warn the Druze that a hostile alien race was homing in on their hyperwaves radiations, the Druze shut down all their transmitters and erected a powerful hyperwave beacon on the surface of the Bivoxes' moon. That's mean. The Ur-Quan changed course, attacked the poor Bivoxes, and sadly destroyed them all. Your present balance is 164 credits. Give me some more. The Thradash are an arrogant, stubborn, and thick-skinned species who reside in the Draconis and Apodus star systems. They have little or no respect for anything but force, which they admire greatly. To make the Thradash your friends, you should consider killing most, but not all of them. Interesting. In addition, they guard some kind of sacred relic at the star system Zeta Draconis, though we do not know the true nature of this artifact. The Thradash homeworld is at Delta Draconis. Your present balance is 89 credits. Give me some useful data on alien races. After the war, the Chenjisu and the Myrmnahum chose to be slave-shielded on the Chenjisu homeworld at Procyon. We suspect that they are melding their 2 species to form some kind of new hybrid race. A race which may well be powerful enough to destroy the Ur-Quan single-handedly. However, by our calculations, this process will take many decades, if not centuries. Should you wish to talk to them, we recommend you invest in a hyperwave broadcasting system, which is powerful enough to penetrate the shield around their world. Incidentally, should you acquire such a device, feel free to use it anywhere in hyperspace, and we will be sure to respond promptly. Your present balance is 14 credits. We used up all our credits first, so we're done buying information. And we shall be leaving now. I look forward to it too. Good times. Let's get on that star map. We're getting so close to getting back to Sol. Look at all that distance that we've travelled so far. Tremendous. Just a little bit further. And then we can offload all this expensive stuff. And recharge. And make our way back up to the northwesternish corner, I believe it was. Where that crashed Ur-Quan dreadnought lies waiting for our arrival. So whatever that ship that's chasing us is, it sure seems persistent. Certainly in keeping with Slylandro movement tactics. They're worth 550 resource units each. We're not exactly stretched for cash at the moment. In fact, we have quite a lot of money and not an awful lot to do with it. We do have some Shiva furnaces now, which we actually we might be able to upgrade a little bit here on the flagship, depending on... I don't want to go to Venus. This is terrible. Depending on how much material is left after we get all of our resources sorted out. Let's not go to the moon, shall we? We're going to make our way close to the starbase. And we'll be going there very soon, but that is all the time that we have for this part of the Let's Play. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. And please let a friend know if you think they might enjoy this. And come back again soon for more Star Control 2.